More than 500,000 Floridians have now received their first shot of one of the two vaccines for COVID-19. And we have a graph now that shows how many people have been given the first dose since vaccines started in the state in mid-December. Yesterday, more than 9,000 people were vaccinated. As many as 63,000 people have received the shot in a single day. That was the total on Thursday. There are also nearly 40,000 people in Florida who have received their second dose as well and are now fully vaccinated. If you were born in March or April and are over 65 and living here in Jacksonville, you can get a coronavirus vaccine at a senior center tomorrow. Today, vaccinations began for people with January and February birthdays. This is video this afternoon at Lane Wiley Senior Center on the west side as shots were given to 450 people, many who were in line early this morning. And this is in Mandarin at the Senior Center on Hartley Road. Again, people waiting for hours. Our coverage begins tonight with News 4 Jax reporter Jim Piggott. And Jim is live from Mandarin. What's happening now, Jim?
Well, there are still spots available tonight. If you were born in January or February, about 30 vaccines that are available tonight. Let me show you what's happening here. This is the end of the line here at the Mandarin Senior Center. It goes a little bit around the building. It's quite different than it was this morning when they started this whole process. I'll tell you, there were some hiccups this morning. People waiting in line, not sure exactly what should be happening at this point. But they're now handing out tickets for people that show up so they could come back later. Some are coming back now, but like I'd mentioned, there are about 30 spots available. If you can get here before 6 o'clock, your birthday is in January or February, you're 65 and older, you can get your vaccine right now, at least here on Hartley Road. This is how the day went. The lines took some by surprise, even those running the two sites. Changes were made immediately and tickets were handed out to those in line, giving them the option to come back later in the day. Most not taking that option. In Mandarin, only 500 shots a day are available, 475 at the West Side site. The shots are for Duval County seniors, 65 and older, frontline medical workers, and first responders. Edward Pompey says he didn't have to wait long and says it was worth it.
So it was very smooth. I got here early. I got here at 7:45. I was the 95th person. And like I was telling the gentleman here, we remember doing this as kids when the tuberculosis crisis came out. And so, you know, we're old. We don't want to infect our family. We want to see our kids again, our grandkids. And we want to stop it because it's just a civic thing to do for everybody to stay safe.
When Jim Greathead arrived, the lines were a concern for him. He's coming back.
Something needs to be done. I mean, they could devise a better place for this, more open. Maybe a get to where everybody gets a seat and they move on up.
Sure.
That would work. Several things would. But I've seen several people almost fall down, myself included.
City officials say changes could take place in the future, but all of that depends on the availability of the vaccine. The city is learning from today as well. And starting tomorrow, they will not allow people to line up before 10 a.m., an hour before the doors open. People will be handed a ticket and told to come back later in the day for the shot.
Once you get out there, this is the chaotic part right here.
The traffic.
The traffic. Right. Once you get out there and you get in line and how they're doing it and the way the stages are doing it, they're doing a great job.
And this is far from over because all of those here today will start returning again in 2 to 3 weeks for their second dose. So as I mentioned, there are about 30 spots available. You've got about 50 minutes to get up here. Those in line at 6 o'clock with that ticket can get that vaccine. They're going to go until 7 o'clock because, of course, they have to give them that shot and look at that waiting period to see if there's any reaction. Coming up all new at 6, we're going to have more on what people are going through and why they were here today, their reasons for it. We're live in Mandarin, Jim Piggott, Channel 4, the local station.